Hey y'all, hey everybody, I see y'all coming in. Hey my family, hey my tribe, hey my beautiful people. I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I appreciate your energy, I appreciate your love, I appreciate your kindness, I appreciate your time, because that's one thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about today is your time, okay? Time is so important and so not important all at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to stop by today on this live to just chit chat with you guys while I was crocheting for a little while. Uh, Talk about a few things that been on my mind that I may not be able to get in long form content. As always, I want to start off by saying, hey, I'm Neo. I also have a herbal page that if you guys want to check it out, it is Neo Naturals. I sell herbals, I do cardomancy, and I'm also looking to branch out into some more things, so make sure you guys stay tuned. But yeah, hey Danielle, I appreciate you guys for emailing me, of course, anytime. And once again, I appreciate your support. Alright, like I was just saying, Danielle here is one of the people that ordered from me, and I was just showing her her appreciation because, like I said, your girl is busy. Alright, your girl, between doing this, YouTube, between having time to learn and do my research, and oh, look at the little thing from the avatar, y'all. It landed right here. Period. But have time to just be with self. And so one topic that I wanted to talk about here today is really just taking the time to know how to exercise and enrich your mind. A lot of us get so caught on trying to please our spirits, and we want to be these free spirited people, but our mind needs enrichment as well. We have to learn how to work with everything together. So it's spirit, mind, and body. What are you doing to enrich your mind? What are you doing to keep yourself in a train of thought to where it's not like you're relying solely on everybody else outside of yourself to think for you and to generate the reality that you want? I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. I see you guys coming in. I love each and every one of you that is here. Grand risings and grand afternoons, depending on where you are. I know there's people all over the world. Hey, thank you for the roses. I appreciate each and every one of you. Not focus on Jesus. You know how I feel about that. I'm focusing on me because I know that Jesus is just an image of me. I say. But time. Somebody mentioned time. So time is basically not real. I tell people that all the time, but what I really mean by that is time is only what you make it. Alright, so some people be like, oh my gosh, time is flying, but then at the same time you got other people that's be like, oh my gosh, this is taking so long, this month is so long, this week is so long. And that's because it's simply about how you view it. Just like money and time pretty much serve the same purpose. They're like currencies of energy. And so when you dish out your time to people that is not pouring back into you, you're wasting money. When you are being in environments that aren't serving you and you're wasting your time there, you're wasting your money. When you spend the money that you had to put time in to earn, you're wasting your time. You see how they correlate? Because they basically represent the same thing. And so just like you value your money, just like you value being rich, quote unquote, you need to value being rich in time, being rich in energy. Because that's your energy. Ashe. I appreciate y'all for the love, for the content. Like I said, I'm working on being more active for you guys. All right, I'm trying to get as active as possible. I appreciate y'all for the love, for the content. Like I said, I'm working on being more active for you guys. All right, I'm trying to get as active as possible. I appreciate y'all for the love, for the content. Like I said, I'm working on being more active for you guys. All right. I'm trying to get as active as possible. Alright. Just to show y'all, really, I normally talk about a lot of conscious content, and I've sort of kind of started to just branch into free content. I know a lot of people want to try to get a niche on social media and they want to try to kind of put themselves in a box. But me personally, I know that my energy is valuable, so there's a lot of things that I can do to really show you guys, and there's so many things that I can't even name right now. So why would I try to put myself in a niche or put myself in a little group? So that's what I'm saying. It's just important. Let me see what y'all talking about. Hold on. Because I think we got a lot of bots up in here today. It's alright. My mind should be coming in soon. But, yeah, as I was saying, it's very important to know how to balance your time, your money, how to value all of that, because all of that is really just an extension of you. I mean, you can shine your light all day long and the right people will see you. But if you don't have the energy to carry out the things that you need to carry out when those people see you, then it's like you just wasted all that energy. You get what I'm saying? So it's important to make sure you value your time, value your mind, enrich the mind, learn new things, I say. And another big thing too is there's a disconnect between people being conscious or like conspiracy theorists and all that stuff. Hey Katie, my girl, I appreciate you. Hey. But just chatting for real, yeah, that's the whole point. That's why I'm here. I say? Okay. But yeah, just it's a disconnect between the conscious community and the spiritual community, and I noticed that like a lot of people, they be like, oh, I'm spiritual, or oh, I'm a conspiracy theorist, and it's like all of it ties together, because you need to have a strong hold on your mind, on your thoughts, and on the way that you communicate your energy in order to be the free-spirited person that you desire to be. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to be a free spirit, or if you want to be a person that's like the most uninfluenced person and the most authentic version of yourself that you can be, you have to know how to maneuver on this plane. So your mind acts as like an interceptor. It acts as like a computer that is waiting to be programmed. And so you program it with your spirit. You program it through the spiritual realm and through this physical realm. And so your mind, like the old folks say, is a terrible thing to waste. It's a terrible thing to waste. And it is important that you not only have a sound mind, but you know how to operate that mind. So that's why I say it's a disconnect, because you have certain people, like for example, if you are quote unquote a conspiracy theorist or something like that, then you kind of don't really, a lot of conspiracy theories get caught up on the logical aspects of things, because you have like the scientific side, and you have the logical side, and then you have the mythical or like the spiritual side or whatever like that. And so the problem in the past was either people relied too hard on mythicism or on spirituality and they didn't use their logic, or they relied too heavy on science and logic and they just didn't think of anything outside of the five senses. And so basically what I'm saying, the disconnect is coming because we don't have a lot of people trying to merge it together. Because once you understand that holistic basically means the whole aspect of your being, you would know that it's not three aspects. It's not a mind, body, and spirit, because all of it is just one thing. It's you. It's a singular being. It's a singular energy. You have to know how to maneuver and work that energy, and that's when that God or that generator, operator, destroyer energy comes in. But a lot of people don't like to acknowledge that because they, once again, don't consciously think that they can pull energy from themselves just like they can receive energy. They can use their magic or their powers just like they can receive magic and powers. I say the same way that the government or the systems that are in play is using magic, is using witchcraft or whatever you want to call it, is the same way you could go do the same thing. But because you haven't reached that level of thinking yet, it's harder for you to grasp that understanding. Just like, for example, a lot of people don't take the time to think that when you are using candles, or when you're using incense, or when you're using tools like herbs outside of yourself, those are just simply extensions of the energy that you're trying to promote and present. So the energy has to come from you some kind of way. The energy has to be it has to be accommodated with. I forget the word that I'm trying to say, but basically the herbs and the candles and the incense, all of that stuff is just things outside of yourself to assist you, to provide you assistance. They are not there to do the work for you. And so that would come with going back and studying with your mind, because you realize once again all of those things are a part of you. And if you were into conspiracy theories or whatever like that, you will also know that places like Walmart, who carry incense, or herbal stores who carry like white sage and stuff like that, those places are buying into consumerism and they're buying into capitalism. And so those are systems that once again are put in place to keep you away from your spirituality. And so yes, you can use those tools. Yes, you all, magicians have like a magic wand or something like that, but at the end of the day, you know that the magic comes from you. That is just a tool for you to use. I say. Let me see what y'all talking about up here. Share the live. Make sure y'all share the live. Like it up. 333 on the clock. So you know we talking about some authentic stuff up in here. Divinely guided by the ancestors. Divinely guided by the energies that lie within us, waiting to be unleashed, waiting to be unlocked, and waiting to be used. I say. Y'all just don't know. You hold so much power within yourself. You hold so much power within who you are. And not necessarily because, once again, time doesn't exist, but it's definitely not linear. There is no past or present or future. It's always a circular or a singular moment leading up in what you would consider the present moment. Because the past, quite literally, is just a recollection of previous events and time that led up to the present, and the future is just a prediction based on the present. And so if they're all based on each other, they all go in a circle, they all are circular, they all are one. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to live in the present. All right, if there's something that you want to do, or if there's someone that you want to be, what's stopping you from being that person? What's stopping you from doing that thing? Because if you say time or money, once again, those are tools, 111, those are tools for yourself, okay? Those are tools to assist you. The energy has to come from inside of you. I say. And for all of those who are commenting about Ashe and what it is and what it means and all that stuff, it's just like saying amen. Ashe means and so it is and so it shall be and so it is done. It is a closing, ending energy, all right? Not just a word, but it's an energy within itself. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your love. I appreciate your kindness. I appreciate your attention. I value you, and I value whatever it is that you have to say. I value your opinion. I value your knowledge. I value your experiences, because I know that those come together to create the wisdom that you have to be the beautiful being that you are. I say, I appreciate the gifts, boo. Number 33. 33 is master influencer. 33 is the number of, like, what they consider Jesus, which really is just you and a representation of another aspect of yourself, not meant to be worshipped, but instead meant to be modeled after. A lot of people confuse Jesus, who was a man who really was not Julius Caesar. It was a Greek man. I forget. It might have been Julius Caesar. But yeah, you're worshiping a man, another man. You shouldn't worship anything. Like I said, just like money and just like time, they're just tools outside of you to assist you on your journey. You shouldn't worship them. You shouldn't praise them, but instead use them for the tools that they are. Yeah, there we go. Age of Truth. Period. Cicera Bourgeois or Bourgeois. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've heard it before. But thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. But yeah, that is just another man. That is just another image of who you should be. Just like how they have like the role models like Sexy Red, or how they have role models like, I don't know, some of my favorite role models are like Lauryn Hill or Left Eye or Malcolm X, things like that. Those are kind of like what Jesus was, like a prophet, or like someone to get you to think and be and live in your truest and most authentic self. Jesus is not meant to be praised, just like I am not meant to be praised. Alright? It's just a man, it's just a representation. It's just a model, it's just a tool. But when you get caught up in that thinking and thinking below that level, really acting on your five senses and your animal brain and getting stuck on the fact that you cannot see an energy, because that's what it is for a lot of people. You cannot see or acknowledge the fact that there are energies like ghosts and spirits and frequencies outside of yourself, even the sound waves that are all around you. Some people cannot grasp that concept, and so if it doesn't deal with their taste, touch, smell, sight, hearing, then it doesn't exist or it doesn't apply to them, when that is simply not true. There are other energies outside of yourself. Alright? Let me see what y'all saying. The Walking Dead, dead to the reality around nature. Exactly. Dead to their true selves, dead to who they really are. Because if you know that being your truest and most authentic self brings out the best in you, then that is what you should aspire to be at all points. Why do you need to praise or worship someone else to do that? Why do you need to use your tool as your savior instead of using the tool for what it really is, a tool? And once you get done building the house, you don't go pick the hammer back up and praise the hammer for building the house. No, you send that energy back to yourself, because you're the one that put in that energy. That hammer was simply just a tool that was there and necessary for you to build the pace and the things that you wanted to build. Just like money, we shouldn't worship money. We shouldn't put money as our focus for the things that we want to do. If you want to do something, or if you want to have something, simply tell yourself that you already have it. It already exists, and actually put the work in. Faith without work is dead. Actually put the work in to have that. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you can let the tool use you and worship the tool, or you can use the tool for what it really is, and that's a tool. Just like Jesus. So I said what I said. Jesus was a man. Jesus was a person, just like me and you. A symbol for being in your higher state of being. A symbol for being in your loving self. And just because they changed the color of him and made him black don't mean it don't still stand for the same thing. I think a lot of people are forgetting that race is used to divide. Race is used to conquer. If I want to divide a group of people, all I gotta do is tell them that they different simply based off of what they look like. Not realizing that there are people who can look like you, but they don't hold the same energy of you. I know y'all done seen Men in Black. Y'all know how the aliens would jump up in them suits and pretend like they was somebody, pretend like they was a whole person, and they wasn't. Y'all think that's not real? You think that's just in the movie? I don't know how many times I gotta say, movies are just documentaries. Shows are just docu-series. They just telling you what's going on without sitting there telling you. Just like in the Truman Show, they built that whole little studio, that whole little dome, just to sit there and keep up with their fake reality that they wanted to paint for Truman. You think that don't exist in your world? You sit here and watch TV every day. You watch these celebrities every day, and you think that what happened in that movie don't exist right here. And if you still thinking like that, like I said, you haven't elevated your thought process to be able to understand something outside of those five senses and outside of what someone else has already pretty much told you. You have to formulate your own thoughts, your own opinions, your own belief systems. Because having the belief systems and the thoughts and the opinions and being identical to everybody else except yourself is taken away from your authenticity. Everything that I'm getting on here saying right now, I'm not reading from no script. I'm not reading from no book. It came from me. It is what I believe. It is what I think to be true. And if you resonate with it, you resonate with it. But if not, then it's just not for you. And I accept that, and I hope you do too. I say. The movies that I just listed was The Truman Show and The Men in Black. Alright? When I said that, it's a lot of people that you think look, just because they look like you or just because they got the same skin color as you, they may not be for the same things that you're for. Alright? A lot of people blindly follow Martin Luther King simply because he fit the description of what was trending at the time, which is to be a pastor, which is to use religion, and which is to, promote this whole idea of not fighting back, not realizing that, like he said this is not something that I'm just pulling out of my behind. He said he led his people into a burning building and pretty much setting them up for failure. And a lot of people didn't know that until after the fact. He actually was supposed to start working with Malcolm X and was supposed to start doing things like that. But what did I just tell you? He probably was not thinking on that level at that time. He was not seeing how he was being used. But once he elevated and, he expanded himself beyond what he was brought up in, then he could make some changes. I don't know if that's true. I wasn't alive back then. That is simply what I put together based off of things that I have researched over the years. I say, and Malcolm X, basically, I'm not going to say he was all for violence, but he did say stand your ground, an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. That's reasonable. That's the law of the universe. That's duality. When something happens or when something makes a change, you have to have an equal but opposite reaction. Okay? And they pitted them against each other on purpose to separate the minds of that community, of that group of people. Our group of people. And so sitting here, like I was watching videos yesterday on TikTok about people saying that, we can't, rely on people that don't have the same skin color as you or whatever. We got to go back and build our communities and X, Y, and Z. And I get that. And in an ideal world, that would work. However, looking at the things that's going on today, that is unlikely to happen. You have to really, once again, use this mind and not just put out false hopes or not just try to start a revolution simply because you want people to fight. They have shown you, and when I say they, I mean historically, the group of people that was not for free people, no matter what color you look like. All right, that's all I'm saying. When I say they, I'm saying they is the people that's against that. So they, use weapons, they use war, they use hatred, they use confusion, they use things like that against you to basically enslave, colonize, capture, and take over your world, your universe. I'm not talking about the world in general, I'm talking about your universe, if this applies to you, once again. So they use all of those tactics. Why would you go and use those very same tactics against the people that created them? That doesn't make sense, does it? If you are stronger with your empathy, with your magic, with the energy that comes from you, why do you have to rely on the tools, and why do you have to rely on the systems that were created to go against you? Wouldn't you need new tools? Wouldn't you need to learn how to utilize the energy within you? Wouldn't you need to create new systems? I say. And once again, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the live, if you are just now joining in, this will be posted on YouTube once I am done. My YouTube, you can just click the little icon in my bio and it'll take you straight to it. You can subscribe, or you can just watch this live right here if you are interested in anything that we are talking about at this time. I say. But while we're on this topic of the systems, really thinking about it, the value that people place on money, they wouldn't take the time to see that you don't need money to get what you want. Just like a certain group of people don't know what the word no means, because by any means necessary, like Malcolm X was kind of trying to get y'all to see, they can give themselves a yes. That's the kind of energy that you have to have within yourself, not just as a community, but within yourself. There is no such thing as no. Whatever I want, I can have, because I'm the master of my reality. I don't need a paper dollar to tell me that. I don't need a paper that's venerating someone else's ancestors when my ancestors are, it's frowned upon and it's looked down upon when my ancestors are, called to be venerated, or I'm venerating them and divining with them, but yet I can venerate and divine this piece of paper that has someone else's milk colored ancestors on it. I say, y'all don't see how that don't make sense? You, for years, your grandma had that picture of Caesar hanging up in her house, venerating and honoring him. But you couldn't even make a table and put out your ancestors' favorite fruits after they passed away. You couldn't cremate them after they passed away. You put them in the ground for them to be stolen. It's evil to bring up other gods and deities outside of Christianity or whatever religion that you follow, and it's made to seem like it's something bad. But every day you guys are going and dedicating your time, your energy. You're missing out on precious moments with your babies to chase a piece of paper, venerating the very same people who came over here, or came all over the world, honestly, and set a lot of groups up for failure, set a lot of energies up for failure, set a lot of souls up for failure. It does not make sense. So when I say the bridge between the conscious community and the spiritual community needs to be a lot stronger, it needs to be a lot stronger, bro. Like, folks need to start separating. Oh, I'm spiritual, I'm a spiritualist. Okay, you're spiritual. Yeah, I get you're a free spirit. You follow your own practices, you do your own thing. But in the same token, will pour more energy to a deity or a floating man in the sky outside of themselves. When if you really took the time to understand yourself, you would know that energy that you're giving and calling your savior and stuff like that is really you. It all boils down and comes right on back down to you. The one singular universe living amongst multiverses. The one single human living amongst all kinds of beings. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie and say we're just living amongst humans. Like I say, if you ever watched the Men in Black movie, they quite literally told you that there are people that walk among us that may look like you, that may not have the same thing inside of them as you. I'm seeing a little lizard. I forgot the spiritual meaning of a lizard. I gotta go look it up. And it's blue. That's so cute. But yeah, let me see what y'all talking about. I say, oh, somebody said, what does rolling eyes back do when meditating? Your pineal, or your third eye, your first eye, is located about right here in your brain. So triggering your eyes up to that area will kind of stimulate that gland and kind of work that, I don't want to call it a gland, kind of work that organ. You get what I'm saying? It'll kind of strengthen it and make it stronger. And honestly, closing your eyes by itself eliminates a lot of the sensory that we were just discussing. Because if you can't see something, it's harder to it's harder to have a visualization or an imagination for it if you're not connected with yourself. When you connect with yourself, you connect with your inner child, you connect with your imagination. Think about it. When we were kids, bro, literally a light pole could be a tall man. A car, I know I still do it now. Cars have faces because that is how your imagination works. Every, animals and stuff, pets and stuff, they look like they owners. But you have to have an imagination to be able to see that, because visually someone would look at me like, oh, that's just a dog, or oh, that's just a car, or oh, that's just a tree. But to a child or to someone with a strong imagination, they'll be like, no, that's a face. Like, no, that tree is dancing. No, that dog looks just like its owner. Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. You have that imagination, you have that ability to be able to visualize. And so that pineal or that third eye in the spiritual realm kind of helps you to be able to see things beyond this veil of physicality. That is something that I affirm to myself every single day. I can see things beyond this veil of physicality, beyond the things that are presented right in front of my eyes, because I see things not for what they are, but for the energy that they hold. I don't see an animal, I don't see a dog, I see a spirit, I see an energy. I don't just see a cat, I see a spiritual messenger. Like, I don't just see a bird, I see an animal or a spiritual being, an energy that is trying to deliver a message to me. I say, see, Katie, my girl, you know what I'm talking about. Literally, God, much appreciation to y'all. And back to all of y'all reflections, know that you're beautiful. If you can point out the beauty in somebody else, then you can point the beauty out within yourself. Please, please, I urge you to. For every person that you say is beautiful, or for every time you give a compliment to somebody else, turn it around and give a compliment to yourself. Turn it around and pour that love back into yourself. But if you meet a good being like me, see, if you come up to me and you tell me, oh my gosh, girl, you look so good. Girl, I'm fine. You look good too. You look better than me, because real recognize real. So if you was able to point that beauty out in me, you obviously have it within yourself. I see. Okay. Let me see what y'all talking about in here. Not gonna lie, some people do look like their dog. They do. I'm not gonna lie, some people say that my dog look like me. You said each day of the week correlate to each chakra, but the connects the days and the chakra. Yeah, the days, the chakra, and the planets all correlate. If you watch my video on the energies of like the planets, the energies of the elements and everything, I told you that for every day there is a color, there is a chakra, and there is a planet that is associated with it. The days, D-A-Z-E, of the week, W-E-A-K, actually refers to the vision or the illusion, once again dealing with time, that is placed on you. The week, and this is something that I'm in my studies right now, because I plan on creating a YouTube video about it, but the week is actually, the week, W-E-E-K, is actually named, like each day is named after each planet, but the planetary cycle deals with 7 planets, 52 days in between, and hold on, 7 planets, 52 days in between each planet. So that's 7 cycles throughout a whole year, or a whole traveling of the sun. So if they keep you in that illusion of the week, then it's like you're not really playing into your planetary cycle. You're playing into the week that they have set out for you. I hope that makes sense. Once I get the video together, it will. But it's often crazy how I think about that. You have 52 weeks with 7 days in a year, but the planetary cycle, you have 7 planets with 52 days in between each planet. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, like I said, video coming soon. My dog literally looks like how I feel within myself. I'm 5 foot, but he's a huge pit bull. Period. My dog is like the opposite of me. I'm a very like calm. I try to be a very calm, chill person, but I can turn up when I need to. And my dog, he turns up all the time. Now, he's only calm and chill when he knows he's supposed to be calm and chill, but he's turned all the time, and I love that. Do you think we can manipulate the elements and harness the energies of the world to our liking? There are people that are doing that right now to fund their vision and to keep their systems going. So yes, it's definitely possible. That's definitely what a lot of people do. And manipulation is like a word that I wouldn't rather use. I would rather use like alchemize. I think that's a better word, or transmute, because manipulate can have like a connotating meaning to it, if that makes sense. But people definitely manipulate energies, like I said, when it comes to like witchcraft and when it comes to spell work and stuff like that. A lot of these, like for example, the court system. When I told y'all about y'all straw man and stuff, the court system is literally surrounded with a whole bunch of booby traps that are there to get you to fall under the system. Like when you walk in there and they be like, do you understand? To understand or to stand under something means to stand under it and allow it to govern or to represent or to pretty much tell you what to do. So they're automatically getting your energy simply by you saying, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledging that the person that's on your birth certificate is you, is tied to the spiritual, is tied to the living, breathing being that is you. If you acknowledge that, then you are basically taking accountability for whatever happens to that straw man or that person that is on that birth certificate, because that birth certificate basically establishes your citizenship, which is pretty much ship. Anytime you see ship at the end of something, kind of think about it a little bit more. But citizenship kind of establishes you being under the system of the United States of America. So when your mother goes in to give birth to you, she is the mothership that is giving birth to the citizen that will get citizenship. You kind of see what I'm saying? That's it. That's why we say overstand or understand, period. Ooh, my girl coming through with a tantrum, okay? Okay. Not gonna lie, you doing the most, but you're still here. So you must like the most. Ooh, 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 ooh. United States is a corporation. Bingo. I've been told y'all the biggest pyramid scheme, the biggest scammers. Everybody think they doing something with this low-level scamming, the money glitches and all that stuff. The biggest scams is the scams that you think are actually systems. Like the statutes that you think are laws. Those are statutes. Those are recommendations. You don't have to follow them. The only universal law you have to follow, like the old folks say, is stay black and die. But I don't want to say that. The only universal system you have to follow is, pretty much basically treat people how you want to be treated. If you don't want to die, then you shouldn't kill somebody else. So obviously killing, stealing, robbing, falls under that category. But really, you're just supposed to live freely and exist as a being without causing harm or influencing the universes of others. Like in the movies when they have like time travel and stuff and they tell you you can't alter anything else, that's pretty much the only rule that you're given when you're sent down here. And so those statutes or those things that you call laws are not really laws. Like they're just recommendations. Now take that information and do with it as you please. Like I said, if you got a birth certificate, a driver's license, and all that stuff like that, you're already under that system. So if you don't follow that system, you're breaking a contract that you signed with those folks. Or that your parents signed when they, got your birth certificate and stuff. I mean, it is what it is. This is why a lot of people choose to get nationalized. A lot of people choose to become sovereign and stuff like that. But when you know that you're a sovereign being, I mean, the paperwork, yeah, it plays a huge role in it. But it starts within the mind. You have to tell yourself first that you are not a part of this system. This system does not own you. This matrix, as a lot of people call it, does not represent who you are. You are not an Agent Smith. You are your own individual entity. I am Neo. I'm not Agent Smith. Because Agent Smith, like they said in the movie, is pretty much just anybody that's against the system of free will. Anybody that's against you living in your most truest and authentic soul, SOL, being. And Agent Smiths are bots, NPCs, what a lot of people refer to as like zombies and stuff like that. Because you notice that Agent Smith could literally, in the movie The Matrix, could stick his hand and become whoever he wanted to become to carry out the things he wanted to carry out. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to be an Agent Smith. You want to be yourself. That's why I tell you, don't follow like trends and stuff like that. It's good to follow trends, but at the same time, I didn't mean it's good to follow trends. I said what I said. It's good to follow trends to like keep up with what's going on in the world, but at the same time, don't let that overtake who you are. Like, don't let that overtake what you're trying to do, the goals that you're trying to meet, the things that you're trying to accomplish, the people that you're trying to be around. Don't let trends stop you from doing that. Let me see what my friend said. I'm just a spirit experiencing the physical, period. And I'm just a physical vessel having a spiritual experience. Duality. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And then what he said on the Truman Show? Good. I'm gonna say good rising. Good rising. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon and good night. Okay? That's how you gotta be. Period. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your experiences, for sharing your knowledge, for sharing your wisdom, for sharing your good light, your good time, and just you being here is just a blissful manifestation within itself. Because, baby, a couple of months ago, I never would have thought I'd see myself doing this. So, but yeah, y'all are a manifestation within yourselves. So, pat yourself on the back for that. You are a part of change. So how can I get out of poverty from a spiritual perspective if I create my mindset? First of all, you got to start by telling yourself that you are not poor. Like, poverty is I'm not going to say it's a mindset, but it definitely is a loophole that can be escaped simply by you telling yourself you don't have debts. You don't owe anybody anything. The only person you owe is yourself. Don't let money use you. Don't let money control you. Money, a lot of people, I was thinking about that earlier. People be saying money can't buy happiness, but money not necessarily can buy the emotions or the feelings, but money can contribute to the emotions and the feelings. Because a lot of people, if they don't have money or if they're living in poverty, they tend to be a lot more stressed out. They tend to be a lot more, unhappy with their situation because they're trying to climb so hard to reach a goal, but you are the master of your reality. So you set your goal. You set, the things that you want to have. You set the things that you want to accomplish, but it starts by giving gratitude with the things that you already have. Because if it were not for the things that you already have, you wouldn't be able to grow and to have anything else. So the thing with poverty is it starts within the mind. It starts with connecting with your spirit. Like I said, spirit, mind, body, or body, mind, spirit. You have to connect with your spirit so your spirit can pretty much show you the direction that will take you into being the most freest. Because money can't buy happiness, but it can buy freedom. It can buy the idea of freedom. It can buy liberation because of the energy that comes behind it. Alright? You don't want the money, you want the car. You don't want the house. You don't want the money, you want the house. You know what I'm saying? So you're manifesting, or you're trying to look at the money because you want the money, but it's not about the money. Money is a tool once again. So instead of starting and saying it's about the money, I need to get some more money, it's money, being like Mr. Krabs, you gotta already see what you already got and work with that. And, try to, if you get some money, use it as a tool and go on from there. That's just how I think. And be in the energy of money. I mean, you are what you attract. So if you're living in a poor mindset, you're not going to attract anything that's gonna provide you any substance. But if you're living in a rich mindset, which is a mindset, I'm rich in love, I'm rich in family, I'm rich because I have, all of these things, but I'm wealthy because I know how to use it. I'm wealthy because I know that when my money comes to me, I know where it's going. I know how fast it's leaving. I know, how much I need to spend. I know how to budget. I know how to do what I need to do. That's wealth. Wealth is knowing how to have the riches. Wealth is having the riches, but knowing how to use them as well. Ashe? So I hope that answered your question. But, show gratitude. That's like the first step. Show gratitude for what you already got. Y'all know it's kind of hard to say that, and I've had to learn that too. It's kind of hard to say and show gratitude for things that you already have when you're trying so hard to get further, or you're trying so hard to get so much more. But if you aren't grateful, if you don't show yourself, if you don't show the universe, God, whatever you refer to it, if you don't show yourself that you deserve to have what you already have, how can you expect yourself to have the energy to generate more? Right? That's what I mean by like the tools and the things outside of yourself are there to help you. They're not there to do it for you. So money is not there to change your financial illiteracy. Money is not there to change the fact that you're going to have to let go of this habit because it is not allowing you to grow. The money is not going to change the fact that you are unhappy in your situation. The money is just a tool. So yes, money cannot buy happiness, but it can give you access to the things that your soul is yearning for, your soul requires. Just like I could go barter and trade. I don't need any money to do that. And get the same exact things that I'm still trying to get. I sell herbal teas. I blend up herbal teas for people. There have been times where someone came to me and said, hey, I don't have the money, but I have X, Y, and Z. Can I get a tea? Yeah, of course. If you can give me a bag full of fruits and vegetables, and I can give you a bag full of herbs, I call that even. There was never no money. Money was there, and when I'm saying money, I'm talking about like the dollars, the bank notes that you get from the bank, and even the random numbers that's in your account.